Hello, Elemental Family. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for the week of July 20th through the 26th, using the runes to get our information to come through. So, with that, if you've never had your charts read, there is a link in the description for a natal interpretation chart. It gives you your base 12 houses with all the little goodies and signs and symbols, and then there's a 10 to 20 page description of what that all means. And there's also some other little extras and goodies down there if you're interested to check those out. And with that, we'll get started with the elemental energy of fire. And fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or have fire high up in your chart, then this one is for you. And fire, your first rune is an Elder Futhark. It is the Uraz rune. Color is dark green. Tarot association is the High Priestess. Astrology is Taurus. It's creative power, wisdom, and knowledge. It stands for good fortune, opportunity, and a little bit of amorous going on there. So fire, this energy is right up your alley as far as that goes. With Taurus coming in, though, you're getting this energy also of more stability. Like, yeah, there's going to be some fun hanky-panky going on, but it's also in a way that's actually supporting and building. Taurus is very grounded. Out of the earth signs, they tend to be the most bullheaded, obviously, but that's the energy that's coming up for you. Is a little bit of stubbornness, but it's because you're protecting the thing that's important to you. The High Priestess is also showing that there's this really good luck energy that's coming in. So when we tie all that together, fire, the first rune that you have is really saying this week is going to be definitely an exciting week, a little amorous, which is always good, and it's because you're building and you're supporting and you're kind of making sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be, building a good foundation. Your second rune is the Degas rune, which is the rune of the day. Color is light blue. Tarot association is Temperance. Astrology is the dark moon, awakening and clarity, success, prosperity, abundance. So when you have these two runes coming forward, fire, what you're getting is this week is about really anchoring the important things where they need to be, whether that's relationships, whether that's work. This week is about remembering why it is you're doing what you're doing. Are you working to build that family? Are you working to get the money to pop the question to that special someone? Whatever it is, you have this energy of a lot of positive energy going on, but there's also this energy of I'm doing this because. And this is a good reminder as to why are we doing this? Why is fire going to work the hours they are? Why is fire preparing those meals for their spouse? Why is fire getting that education? Why is fire, what is your why? And they're wanting you to remember the purpose of the why. This is not just about, well, I'm doing it because I think one day down the road, somehow, some way, I might have a need for fill in the blank. That's not saying that you know what you're looking for. That's not the reason for your why. And they're wanting you to be clear on that with yourself and with anyone who might be included. Like if you have a spouse, what is the purpose of what you're doing? Is it to support the spouse? Is it to build a life together? But this is the energy that's coming forward for fire. This is your time to really anchor that down and build the support system, because you've got a good thing started. Now it's time to really get that foundation stable, because fire, I'm hearing this week is going to allow you to build on top of it, but you got to get that foundation first. So let's hop over to our Earth family. Earth covers the zodiac of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And Earth, you are starting off with, if I can find the right page, the Kano rune, which is the rune of a torch or fire. That's interesting because Taurus showed up with fire's reading, and now we're getting some fire with our Earth. Color is light red. Tarot association is Chariot, and astrology is Venus, also bringing in some water. Creative fire, awakening artistic impulses, passion, and sexual desires. So fire first, or water first. Earth, how about? First of all, I'm getting this really distinctive thing that fire and earth, if you two are in a relationship, this is going to be a spicy week. So be ready for that. But the other energy that's coming up here is this creation energy. Earth, especially when you're getting into that nesting phase of a relationship, you want to create the perfect home environment. You want to create this energy and this environment of building that foundation, building this relationship together. So Earth, they're also saying to tap into your creative side. So if you're redoing a room and it's like there's just too much white in here, accent wall, find a way to add that in. Or if you've got this distinctive color pattern in a certain room, how can you accent it? This is a time for you to really look at the other options, Earth, because you've got a lot of different energies going on right now, and they're all saying this is a nesting period for you. So whatever else is going on, you're kind of getting those foundational aspects in line. Your second rune is, the Hagalaz rune, which is the rune of hail. Color is light blue. Terra association is the world. So something is going in a cycle here. Your astrology is Aquarius, which is air. So this is your contrarian energy. Signifies unexpected setbacks, problems, attempts to let things flow, possible disruptive natural events. Well, considering how the world's been lately, natural events are all over the place. But what I'm getting with this one is Earth, when you're in your flow state, when you're letting things go and you're kind of tapping into your natural energies of what Earth means, then you're able to really succeed. If you start trying to push back or you start stepping into someone else's realm where, well, this is what I do with Earth, but I'm going to do fire today. Yeah, no. Hagalaz is like, don't do that. Stay in your lane, stay in your energy, stay in your power. That's the energy that's coming forward. You have a great deal of things coming forward for you. But don't try to force anything this week. Don't try to be like, I have to make this a certain way, because no. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But what I'm hearing is don't push things. Sorry, I just saw a clip from a movie I like. You can't push a cart sideways. Don't try to force something that's not going to work. There's no reason to do that. They're saying go with the flow. Earth, you are in such a beautiful energy right here. You've got all this positive buildup. Let the universe guide where that takes you, because if you're trying to push at it or be aggressive with this shift and change, it's not going to work out well. That's where you do what's inspiring to you, what your intuition is calling you to do. Like I said, they keep bringing up this painting. So if you've got a white room and you're going to accent wall it, that's your focus. That's where you're being led to. If it is a colored room and you're trying to find a single color to accent with, like the trim work or something like that, a lot of people will go with white. Sometimes it's, whatever the complementary color is. I just saw the weirdest image in my head. The whole wall is this pastel robin egg blue, but all the window frames are in lavender. So whatever that means. But really tap into this energy of going with what your gifts and talents are and following your intuition. Don't try to bring in like an analytical Aquarian energy into this and saying, this is what we're going to do. That's air's problem. Don't borrow air's problems. So with that, we'll hop over to see what air's got going on. Air covers the zodiac of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So air. Oh, that's cool. You, first rune, have the... Neighbors are being loud. The word rune, which is the rune of fate. It's a blank rune. And this is saying mystery, fate, the unknown, have faith, and trust. The other energy that comes up with this one, and they're really being vocal about this right now, Air, what is going on right now is stuff that you have put in motion. Things are already at play, and at this point, you're not stopping this. Whatever you have been working on, whether it is that promotion, whether that's starting that business, whether it is getting ready to ask that person out or asking that person to take it to the next step, things are already at play, and you're not going to stop this. It's just going to play out how it's going to play out. You've put all your cards on the table. Now it's time to see what the dealer has. And that's the energy that they're bringing forward. And they're not saying it's negative so much. Well, depends on what you've been putting out. But what I'm hearing is this is actually a good thing, because at this point, the nervous, well, what's going to happen energy, or what will that person think, or am I really doing the right thing starting this business? Those questions will be getting answered very quickly because you've already put the work into it, and now the universe is kind of taking the reins and running with it. So your second rune is Othela, ancestral property rune. Color of deep yellow. Tarot association is the moon. Astrology is the full moon. Possession, inheritance, real property, and inherited traits or abilities, which is interesting because the rune of fate is basically tapping into things you've already put into place. Your ancestral energy, which is where your gifts and your talents come from, is stepping forward to actually remind you, get into that flow state, really focus on how can you improve, how can you play with, how can you accent this energy that's moving right now. Because air, you're not going to stop it. They're really wanting to be clear about this. You're not going to get ahead of this. But what you can do is play around with it. And that's what this energy is bringing forward. And when you're working with lunar energy, it's saying tap into your intuition. This is not something that is so analytical. Air tends to get in their heads a lot. Just truth being said there. But what they're saying right now is this is a time to get out of your head and into your heart. Yes, there are some things that are fated. There is energy that is at play that is going to reach its logical conclusion. There's not going to be an option to like check out early type of a thing. But the flip side of that is that you've been working towards this particular goal, whatever that is, for years now. So why not play out how this works? And it doesn't mean this week's going to wrap everything up for you. It might. But what they're saying is you're going to see the next steps. You're going to see how it all works together. You're going to see the magic behind the mystery. The universe is coming in, God, source divine, your angels, your guides, and they're saying, okay, we've got this. Here's what we're doing. This is everything you've done. All these steps up to this point is you, air. But now let us handle this, because you're going to see what the real magic of the universe can be. You're going to start seeing, well, how is that going to happen? I can see the end game. I see what you're saying. How? And the universe is going to be like, just watch. It gets better. So this is the kind of the energy that's coming up for air. It's a little bit, there's a little bit of heaviness to it, like, oh no, I'm not in control anymore. But the flip side of it is, you've handed it over to the best possible source to be dealing with it, who, God, source divine, all of your guides and guardians. So have fun with how this energy plays out, air. Now for water, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, all of my fishies out there, we are looking at Degas. You got this one too, which is the rune of the day. Color is light blue. Tarot association is temperance, and astrology is the dark moon. Awakening and clarity, success, prosperity, abundance. So water, you're starting off with the energy of expansion. There's something new that's becoming available to you, something that you thought you were outside of, something that you never would have expected, because you, water, pay attention here. You felt that a door was slammed in your face and that all the other options on that entire wall, windows, doors, even mouse holes, were closed up, sealed off, and the universe was saying, you shall not pass. But that's not what happened. They're really wanting to be clear. You have your face pushed up against the door. You can't even see what's going on around you right now. Step back. The universe has so much more, and that's what this rune of the day is. Temperance is finding the balance. And when you look at this rune, water, you're finding balance. It's in balance. It's two perfect triangles, go with it, that are being suspended in the middle. They're being balanced right there. And that's where you are. You're at that fulcrum point. You're this cross section right there. And it's saying, what are you so concerned about? That door closed, yes, but that's not all of them. Step back away from them. Get your nose off the door, and you can actually see that, oh, there actually is a lot more going on here. And that's the vibe that's coming forward for you. It's not about poor me. I don't know where that energy is coming from right now, water, but we'll go with it. It's saying, enough. Step back. You've gotten too close to the situation, and the door closed, yes. But that's not the only door there. You just think it is because you're up close to it. You're like right here. So you can't see anything else. So let's take a peek at your second rune here. Not sure how this is going to play out. We have Isa, which is the ice rune. Color is black. Tarot association is the hermit, and astrology is the moon. Actually, I can see how this is starting to pull together, so we'll go through this. It is a kind of obstacle or block, coldness between people. Observe, keep silent, refrain from comment. Water, when they say pull back, they're saying pull back from a lot. Yes, that door closed. That's not the end of the world. And when you step back from that situation and you look at it from the broader picture, you're actually going to see something different. When you have these two together, Isa and Dagaz, Isa is saying, this is a time for you to pause. This is a time for you to rest. When you step back, step into the energy of the soul. Step into the energy of the ultimate observer, where it's not your egoic mind you're looking through. It's not the shadow. It's not even your higher self. You're so far beyond that when you're observing this that it allows you to see everything else. This is not comfortable, Water. I'm sorry. When the hermit energy comes forward, it's saying step away. It is time to go within. It is time to remove distraction. It is time to go back to who you really are. The door closed. Fine. But is that the end of the story? No, Water. Isa is saying, take a pause. Step away, even if you have to really pull away. Hermit means to be by yourself completely. So there may be times where you just need to go curl up in a closet with the door closed and your earbuds in, just listening to angry music or whatever it is that soothes your soul. And allow yourself to have those moments, because Water, you've been through a lot. They keep showing me this crashing wave energy. You've dealt with a lot here lately. And this week it's almost coming to that point where you don't want to deal with it anymore. Universe is saying, I got you, fam. Step back. Let that stuff crash away over there. Step away from it. Observe what's really happening. Yeah, there might be some waves, but what's it revealing? What's really being cleaned out here? They're saying on the other side of this purging that's happening is where reality really starts to settle in for you. Different things are going to start lining up. And overall, there's an amazing positivity coming out of this, even though it's saying you have to step out of the situation. It is no longer yours to play with. It's because the universe has a plan. Just like I said with air, there's things that you've put in play that are coming to fruition, and unfortunately with water it takes a little bit longer. But right now you're trying to cling to this one thing that was that's not for you, stop it. So the door closed, and now you're going, now there's no more options. Universe is yes, there is. Step away from that door so we can actually move the door, and you'll see what we're talking about. So that's the energy that's coming up for Water. And as we go through this week, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, all signs, remember who you are at your core. Remember the soul that lives within. You're not your ego. That's a tool. You're not your shadow. Again, tool. You're not your higher self. Again, tool. You're the soul that communicates and holds this all at play. Remember that you are a spark of the divine. You are literally the breath of God, him or herself, or both. Your existence is here to create beauty and change within the world. Sometimes change and beauty have to come from something rough. But on the other side of it, there's always that amazing miracle. So with that, I'll let you guys go. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment your thoughts, feelings, and impressions, and I will see you in the next video.